and she looked down, and there was a fisherman who just caught a sturgeon, and he gutted it and scooped out everything, including the caviar, and threw it into the river. And she said, "Stop the car!" And that was the first time the French knew that caviar was worth anything. Now there are dozens of caviar farms along those rivers of the Gironde and so on, and we were fortunate enough to be invited to the Prunière farm, which is the biggest, and had a wonderful day, I have to say. Unlimited caviar, my idea of heaven. It was educational, it really was. It goes to show that the French, when the chips are down, can do anything, even to produce caviar that tastes just as good as the stuff from Russia. They are less good at producing the next subject of my piece. I don't think that French coffee is really as great as coffee from other countries, but coffee is a wonderful thing. Coffee, 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 how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. Nescafe at dawn, drunk from a mug with a silly design, half milk and the sugar barely dissolved, but most of it gulped in a swallow, fuel for a morning's work. Or a creme in the cafe on the corner of Boulevard Saint-Germain, seething milk poured into an inky espresso, black and white turning beige, water into wine. Later in the day, café allongé, stretched coffee with extra hot water instead of milk, for a cup of java just like they make back home. Or my preference, noisette, a modest express compromised by a dash of milk, the soiled dove of coffees that Italians call macchiato, stained. Not forgetting the classic express, sipped standing at the Zinc on a rainy afternoon, the Tour Eiffel a high ghost in the overcast, my neighbour companionably pushing the sugar along the bar, then returning to his dog-eared copy of Boris Vian. The international language of coffee. Coffee in Indian and Chinese restaurants. So vile, it must be revenge for the Raj or the Opium Wars. Dutch coffee, Duvet Egbert, so mellow and milky you want to glug it, cup after cup. Turkish coffee, powder, sugar, water, black, gluey, gritty, a liquid confection. Ah, but then the espresso of Italy, Cadillac of coffees. No, not Cadillac, Porsche. Brown black ichor under crema thick enough to support the pyramid of sugar from the paper tube for 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds before it's swallowed down. Coffee not so much drunk as inhaled, and the caffeine kick shivering down your nerves, making your ears sing. And what about American coffee? The frowns when on my first stateside visit I asked for white coffee. The kindly explanation, "Ah, you mean coffee regular." Equal confusion from a French waiter at the concept of iced coffee. Ice and coffee? An unimaginable perversion at that time, but now an omnipresent banality, thanks to Starbucks and its iced frappuccino. A cappuccino drugged with vanilla, hazelnut, caramel, coffee in drag. Too timid to come out of the closet as what it really is, a milkshake. And Irish coffee now, saints preserve us, a different thing entirely. Coffee, sugar and whiskey with a dog collar of barely pourable cream. The 8th sacrament, potent enough to raise the dead. So transcendental, you'd swear it was invented in the Vatican. In fact, someone at Shannon Airport thought it up to revive passengers stumbling off the first unpressurized, unheated transatlantic flights. The 4 food groups in a glass: sugar, caffeine, alcohol, fat. Served warm to speed their progress into chilled bodies yearning for resurrection. Coffee, coffee, coffee. No such thing as a bad cup, just some cups less good. Always, of course, excepting decaf. Decaf, the essence of disappointment. The fumbled pass that loses the game. The ball that rims the hole but doesn't quite drop. The orgasm you know was faked. The mystery you realise on page 10 that you've already read. Like crawling into an unmade bed, not finding the matching sock. Ordering no pineapple on your pizza but getting it just the same. Decaf's the coffee that couldn't. The coffee of what might have been, of not really our sort of thing. Decaf, I say it's spinach, and I say the hell with it.